Hello, my name is Starla Henderson with Fronter House Quilts, and today we're going to continue working on our summer sampler. Here it is on my wall. Today we are going to be working on, I'm going to show you how I did the leaves right here, all the leaves. There's a few of them on here, and they're really very simple. Alright, here's one of our leaves, and what I've been experimenting with lately, and it's been working much better. One thing about this technique that is new to me is pulling the papers out at the end. And when you glue all of this here and you're hand stitching, sometimes it wants to pull your stitches a little bit, no matter what you do. So I have started using just a little bit of starch in my starch pen when I do points, getting it wet. And then just like I do with the other, I'm going to just fold this back even very carefully, and I'm going to dry this with the iron. And so instead of gluing it down this part, I'm ironing it down. Alright, then I'm going to take my glue, and this is my glue stick. You just want a water-soluble, washable glue. And just like before, I am going to run this glue, move it to my paper. Let's move this in the camera here. Run this glue all the way around. Just like that. And because the little point isn't glued to the paper, should be a little easier to take out. Now, I also see this, and I should have noticed it before I glued it, so I'll have to be careful. I'm going to trim this just a little bit. There we go. I'm going to very carefully, just like I do other points, with my thumb, roll that down and hold it in place. And then I'm just going to continue to smooth the rest of this around. Very carefully, smooth it, smoosh it, however you want to call it. You have to kind of play with it. Okay, smooth that there. Sometimes I have to go back and put more glue. Now I'm going to come to this point and do just like I did before, and keep right on smoothing. And when I get it kind of all stuck down, and that one's not wanting to stick. I evidently didn't get enough glue there, so put a little more. I'm going to go ahead and smooth this down. Now, I'm going to need to take my cuticle stick and turn it over and just look at it. Yep, it's bumpy. And it is easy for them to be bumpy like this, so I'm just going to go and smooth it out. And I think it would probably have worked a little easier for me had I trimmed this a little closer. There we go. You're going to keep smoothing this with your cuticle stick, just like you've done with all your others, until it gets where you want it. Till it's smooth. My point is very sharp. Now I'm going to come in and go ahead and trim this point just a little bit. Trim off this fabric that's sticking out. I'm not going to trim into the point, I'm just going to trim straight so that that doesn't stick out, and then it smushes a little bit easier. Okay, now that's nice and smooth. So I'm going to take it back over here to my pressing surface, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to iron that. There we go. And that's all there is to the leaves. There's only a few of them, but I really like this because, see, I get such good sharp points with very little effort. That did not take long to do, and now all I need to do is sew it in place when I get ready. So that's all there is to the leaves. Basically, with this technique so far, as long as you can cut and glue paper and play with fabric a little bit, I think you can do this, so it's worth a try. I've had a lot of fun with it. But this is Starla Henderson with Fronter House Quilts. Be sure to check me out on Facebook at Fronter House Quilts and also on my YouTube channel. Thank you for joining me.